I'm Dr. Fiona Lovely, and this is the Not Your Mother's Menopause podcast. I'm taking the taboos of menopause and perimenopause and bringing light to the dark. No bullshit, no shame. It's time for us to gain a new paradigm in female health, out with the old and in with the new, and I'm bringing fresh perspectives from someone in the arena. I've been practicing women's health for nearly 20 years, and I'm spilling the tea on what it means to live at midlife, knowing that the best is yet to come. I'm sharing my Gen X approach to living through this transition. Sassy, a bit sweary, and always honest. Tactical tips and instantly usable information is my aim. I hope to make you laugh and that you learn something new that helps you embrace the change. Together, we bring power to the peri. Onward to the podcast. Ladies, can we talk about energy for a minute? I know so many of you tell me you're trying everything, the supplements, the workouts, the sleep hacks, but you're still feeling tired, foggy, or just off. I get it because I've been there too. Here's what I've learned. True energy starts way deeper than we think. It starts in our cells. And as we navigate perimenopause and menopause, our cellular energy naturally declines. That's where Timeline's MitoPure gummies come in. These are the first ever longevity gummies powered by MitoPure, the only clinically proven form of urolithin A. What I love about them is that they're not just another supplement promising a quick fix. They actually work at the cellular level to improve your energy at the source and help with strength and endurance. In clinical studies, they increased muscle strength by up to 12% after just 16 weeks. Urolithin A works at the cellular level to improve energy at the source by transforming cellular damage and targeting a key hallmark of aging, helping to give you sustained energy to feel like yourself again. It's recharging your cellular batteries to combat the natural decline in energy production that happens as we age. These gummies are a game changer. They're sugar-free, naturally sweetened, and actually taste good. I keep mine right on my bathroom vanity so I remember to take them every morning. If you want to feel like yourself again and stay strong as you age, you need to try MitoPure gummies. My friends at Timeline are offering 20% off just for the listeners of the Not Your Mother's Menopause podcast. Head to timeline.com/lovely20 to get started. That's timeline.com/lovely20. Your cells will thank you. Menopause skin. Nobody's favorite part of the transition at midlife we call perimenopause and menopause. If you're noticing fine lines, wrinkles, or sagging skin, maybe more texture during your menopause, I have some really exciting news for you. Menopause can deplete your skin's collagen, speeding up the aging, but here's the news. Vitale Skincare has built its entire line on the power of GHK-Cu copper peptides, a proven ingredient that signals your skin's stem cells to produce new and healthy collagen. My personal favorite, Vitale's Restorative Skin Cell Serum. I love how it rejuvenates and restores my skin from within, revealing a firmer, more radiant glow. Want to experience this transformation for yourself? Head to vitaliskincare.com and use the code LOVELY at checkout for 20% off. That's vitaliskincare.com, VITALI skin, SKINCARE.com, code LOVELY. Because with Vitale, youthful, vibrant skin is just a step away at any age. You're tuned into the Not Your Mother's Menopause podcast. I'm Dr. Fiona Lovely, and today is one of my favorite things to share with you is Fiona's favorites of 2025. Now, this episode is going to be loaded with books. There were so many great books that I read this year, and I have a combination of brain books, menopause books, even some fiction, and a whole slew of things in my other category that I'm looking forward to sharing with you. But I think one of the first things I want to share with you today, by the way, I'm going to share some products that I love, that I have enjoyed. I've got some things for everybody on that particular list, and some of my favorite habits that I do for, let's say, skincare, for great skincare, because I'm kind of obsessed. I was absolutely that person that thought eye cream was a scam and used unscented Lubriderm on my face for most of my life. But now I'm desperately working to catch up. And I have some things that are from our amazing product partners, but I also have lots of things that you can buy on Amazon to start helping your skincare health. So I'm going to share that here in a minute, along with some other products that I've loved. But I mean, let's do books first, because books are beloved friends. Serious book nerd here. Anyways, one of the first things I want to talk about is the fact that I found myself really distracted. Okay, I read on the Kindle app, and I had it installed on my iPad, and I was just finding that it was too easy for me to get distracted out of the Kindle app and into social media or email or whatever else took my fancy. So I bought myself a Kindle Paperwhite this year, which is an ebook reader for scattered minds. I've got written on my paper because I'm a bit of a distractible squirrel. And so for me, I needed something that would allow me to continue the habit of reading, which I love, and have my whole life, and not be something I could really just easily surf the internet with. So the Kindle Paperwhite has solved that problem with me. And one of my favorite features of it is that it's essentially waterproof. So I take it with me into the bathtub, which is one of my favorite places to read, which is exactly what I'll be doing after I'm done recording this episode. Okay, let's get to the books I read that are on my Kindle Paperwhite this year. So let's talk about the menopause books of note first, because I think this is what y'all are expecting. So let's just go there. My two favorite of the year are the Perimenopause Survival Guide by Dr. Heather Hirsch and Unbreakable by Dr. Vonda Wright. And Dr. Hirsch covers essentially all the essentials that you need to know about perimenopause, and also how to do HRT and do it well, but also how to talk to your doctors about it. Her stuff is great. I absolutely love this book. It's fantastic. Dr. Wright, of course, we had on the show. She talked to us about the musculoskeletal syndrome of menopause, which for me is such a thing that's near and dear to my heart. And I have read her research paper many times. As if you've listened to the episode I did with her, then I shout that out and say I have my copy of her paper is dog-eared and highlighted in a few different colors. And what she's done is taken the results of her research on the changes to the musculoskeletal system that happen at menopause and compile it into this book so that it's accessible for anybody reading it. And the book is called Unbreakable. It's fantastic. Okay, it turns out there were a bunch of brain books that I read this year. So let me shout out my favorites. The Ageless Brain by Dr. Dale Bredesen. He is the author and researcher of The End of Alzheimer's. I have taken trainings with him on how we can manage and even reverse Alzheimer's and dementia. Fantastic stuff. And The Ageless Brain is his most recent offering. The Nervous System Workbook by Deb Dana. Okay, this is from the psychology and social work sector. But if you feel like you have a nervous system that is wired for sound and you'd much rather find calm, the Nervous System Workbook by Deb Dana is going to give you the actual activities that you can do that will help you to downshift your nervous system. It's fantastic. She is essentially the premier person to talk to on this subject from the polyvagal theory lens, which of course is Steve Porges's work. I'll talk more about some other options for nervous system when I get to my favorite podcasts of the year here in a minute. Okay, Invisible ADHD by Shauna Pearson. Now, I just interviewed Shauna for the show, and by the time you're hearing this episode, her episode would have come the week before. So make sure you go back and listen to why is it that women are showing up with ADHD symptoms at perimenopause. Fascinating discussion. The book's fantastic too. It's called Invisible ADHD. Now, in a similar vein, there's a book called Stolen Focus by Johann Hari. Now, he's a fairly famous author. He's written several really interesting books on topics that are current and contemporary. Stolen Focus is not a new book, but it was new to me. Now, this book really changed how I felt. Actually, it was really, after reading this book, made me go, okay, I got to get myself this e-reader so that I'm not distractible. Basically talks about where our focus is gone and how there are, let's say, factors outside of ourselves that are working constantly to capture our attention and probably our resources too. So be prepared to have your eyes wide opened by this book, Stolen Focus. Fantastic book. So interesting. And the last one I have in this category is a book called High Functioning by Dr. Judith Joseph. Now, if you're someone like me who resonates with the concept of being a high functioning human being, but wonders sometimes if that high functioning may be covering up your joy, preventing connection to people, maybe even the cause of depression, and maybe there's a trauma link to it. This is the book for you. When I started reading this book, I found it quite triggering because there's a lot of truth bombs in it for me. It may not be that way for you, but if you're like, something's just not right, like I can get everything done and I feel fairly happy, but something just feels like it's missing, read this book. High Functioning by Dr. Judith Joseph. Okay, let's pop over to something lighter. The fiction books I have that I could not put down this year are actually a series. There's 2 books now. The second one just came out maybe a month or so ago. It's the Hecate Cavendish books by Paula Braxton. By the way, the links for all this, you guys, are in the show notes. You'll be able to go to my Amazon store and everything I talk about here will be available there. So the 2 books are The Haunting of Hecate Cavendish, and the second most recent book is The Cathedral of Lost Souls. Great historical fiction, a little bit witchy, a little bit paranormal, a little bit of a love story, and then there's a little mystery in there. It's great. They're great books. You can't go wrong. Pure escapist fantasy books. I love them. Okay, so from the other category, there's quite a mixture of things in here. Still Bobby, the memoir of Bobby Brown, the makeup artist who started the makeup company called Bobby Brown, which is now not owned by her any longer, but she now owns Jones Road makeup company. Anyways, the book is called Still Bobby. It's a memoir of her life and experience, a wonderful story. Also, Care and Feeding by Lori Woolever. It's Woolever. Woolever. Care and Feeding. Now, she is a journalist and a chef in her own right, but she was also the assistant to Mario Batali and Tony Bourdain. And in fact, she was still working with Tony Bourdain, the chef, when he took his own life. I think that was about 10 years ago now, if I remember correctly. So I could be off a few years there. Wow. I had a feeling that she might be spilling the tea in this book, but whoa. I was in Paris with my family when I was reading this book, and I would take my reader down to breakfast with me because I could not put it down. Care and Feeding by Lori Woolever. Okay. Divine Wealth by Francesca Ray. Now, Francesca Ray has been on the show a couple of times. There's another episode coming with her. I believe it's the second week of January. So depending on when you're listening to Fiona's Favorites episode for 2025, her episode may already be out. But this is her brand new book. It's a story about women on a financial retreat in Bali. And these women all have a different story, and they all learn how to be empowered around their money. It's a great, Great book. I recommend everybody read it. Divine Wealth by Francesca Ray, friend of the show. And the final thing I have in this book, on this book list, is a book by Megan Watterson, who you may have heard of her. She wrote, I think it's called Mary Magdalene Revealed. Magdalene Revealed. She is a Harvard-trained feminist theologian. Okay, a really interesting cat because she's had to be in the halls of academia in the deepest way, surrounded by the old boys club, and found herself in the presence of a lost scripture of a saint named Tekla. And the book is called The Girl Who Baptized Herself. It's by Megan Watterson, and talk about a book that reveals the power within and a woman's worth. Fantastic, fantastic read. Okay, I'm going to flip my notes here. All right, favorite podcasts of the year. Some new ones, some familiar ones here. Okay, Diary of a CEO with Stephen Bartlett is always a good listen. Stephen Bartlett does a great interview. He doesn't ever try to be fancy. He makes things really simple and easy to understand. And he assumes that the listener, like him, probably doesn't have a clue about whatever's being discussed. And so he asks the questions from the most basic level that helps us understand. And I so appreciate that. And this fall, he did 2 episodes with a panel of female health powerhouses. Dr. Claire Haver, Dr. Stacy Sims, Dr. Vonda Wright, and I cannot remember off the top of my head. Isn't that terrible? The links will be in here for the 4th woman that was in that conversation, but she is a fertility specialist, and her contributions were so interesting as well. So, Diary of a CEO, watch for those 2 episodes with the 4 female physicians. Okay, next podcast of the year, probably the one I listen to the most, is the Plenty podcast with Kate Northrup. Now, this is ultimately a book about resources and abundance, but it covers not just money, but health, etc. So you can't go wrong. I love Kate's stuff. That is Dr. Christiane Northrup's daughter, by the way. She does not talk about anything that her mom talks about. She just has her own genre, and it's really special. And that's the Plenty podcast with Kate Northrup. No surprise, I'm still listening to Dr. Peter Attia's The Drive podcast. This fills my science cup way up. Always. And he, I feel, is one of the best voices in longevity right now and longevity science. And so that's where I learn a great deal of what's happening in the longevity science, along with my membership with the American Anti-Aging Medicine, the A4M. Yes. So, which has been around a really long time, and some of the best physicians on the planet are part of that membership, and the material that gets produced out of the Medicine Redefined A4M community is amazing. If you're anything like me, moving through midlife means bringing a few nagging issues, especially around digestion. Maybe it's bloating after meals, new food sensitivities, or just that sense that your gut isn't as strong or resilient as it used to be. On this podcast, we talk a lot about midlife things like hormones and managing stress, but symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, and immune flare-ups often trace back to one place: your gut lining. Science shows that many common digestive issues stem from a compromised gut barrier, also known as intestinal hyperpermeability. When those tight junctions between cells loosen, unwanted food particles slip through, triggering inflammation and immune stress. That's where the trouble begins. That's why I want to introduce you to Ultimate GI Repair by Level Up Health. This isn't just another probiotic. It's advanced, natural gut healing at its finest. It's designed to restore gut integrity right at the source. What makes it so unique is its peptide-powered gut support, a blend of 4 purified, clinically dosed peptides. The first is BPC 157 for deep tissue repair, Larazotide to reinforce tight junctions, KPV tripeptide to calm inflammation and modulate immunity, and GHKCU to support matrix remodeling and systemic healing. This is true peptide synergy, and it works really well. It doesn't stop there. Ultimate GI Repair also includes zinc L-carnosine to stabilize mucosal surfaces, Tributrin, a bioavailable form of butyric acid to fuel intestinal cells, and buffered sodium bicarbonate to protect peptides from stomach acid and enhance absorption. Whether you're recovering from stress or travel or just want long-term digestive support, this formula is comprehensive, hypoallergenic, and third-party verified. Ready to give your gut the advanced support it deserves? Visit leveluphealth.com and use the code LOVELY at checkout to save 15% site-wise. Again, that's LVLUPhealth.com, code LOVELY. Okay, final podcast I have as a favorite podcast of the year, the ones I've listened to over and over again, is a podcast that's new to the show. Trauma Rewired is the name of the podcast, and it's co-hosted by Elizabeth Kristoff and Jennifer Wallace. Now, I'm doing some training with these ladies in 2026, so I'm hoping to have them come on the show and talk about nervous systems, basically, and how we have these patterns that keep us stuck, but these patterns that were drawn into our nervous system when we were little kids. And they cover awareness of it, but also how do we work with it to eliminate these things. Of course, you guys know I love the nervous system. I'm always going to be talking about brain. And this is my new favorite brain podcast, Trauma Rewired. And I want to make an honorable mention to the Unpaused podcast by Dr. Mary Claire Haver herself. I'm calling it an honorable mention because the first episode dropped in late October. So I've just listened to a couple of episodes, but they're really good. Her line of questioning is excellent, and the quality of her guests is extraordinary. Quite frankly, it's the people I'd love to have on this show, but I don't have a big enough platform, which is crazy because there's a whole lot of you, almost 3 million downloads of this show. So, I don't think we're so little anymore, but I guess you got to be, there's just some really big people that have come on the show. I also want to mention the Oprah podcast. I grew up on Oprah, so if I ever need something that I know is going to be quality, I don't have to try to filter which episode I'm looking at, which guest is it. Oprah's always going to deliver goodies for me. Okay, so finally, let's bring it home with some of my favorite Amazon finds, but also first skincare finds. So absolutely, hands down, I have tried a lot of things this year, a lot. And my favorite is the 3% copper peptide serum from Vitale. Now, if you've not heard my interview with Debbie Barber, who is the co-founder and formulator of the 3% copper peptide serum from Vitale, it dropped Halloween week. It's called No Scary Menopause Skin Here. Great episode. Debbie is a sweetheart. She'll be coming back on the show again in the spring, and her products are phenomenal. The links will be in the show notes for you to access my discount code for you, and I know you will find them as great as I do. I actually had a patient stop me the other day who had tried the Vitale products. She said that she had an appointment booked to see her dermatologist for a laser treatment for her face to help with the wrinkles on her face. And I don't think she has any wrinkles. She looks great. But she did say to me that she said the copper peptide serum is working so well, she's actually not needing to go and visit with her dermatologist to have these really expensive treatments. So Vitale 3% copper peptide serum, so good. Okay, let's talk about my favorite Amazon finds for skincare and other related things this year. So I love a good eye patch, And I like the Terra's and Honor vitamin C and niacinamide eye patch. And they have little smaller patches in the jar as well that I put on some dark spots and things, because niacinamide will help with brightening. So will vitamin C. And I'm always amazed at that. By the time I peel that patch off, my skin it's almost dry. Like my skin has soaked up all of the goodies in those eye patches. So really quite an affordable product, which I like. Terra's and Honor vitamin C and niacinamide eye patches. Okay. I also like the D'Alba Piedmont Italian White Truffle Serum Spray. And guys, the links are all in my Amazon store and in the show notes, okay? So don't worry about remembering the names. So the White Truffle Serum Spray by D'Alba is, I believe it had a TikTok moment earlier this year. And I can tell you, it was a friend of mine who's a makeup artist that told me about it. And she said it's the glow serum. Like it's the one you can use as a setting spray. You can use it, you can layer it with your makeup. So before your foundation, after your skin tint or your blush or whatever, it'll work as a setting spray. Also very affordable. And I watch for this one to go on Amazon Prime, and then I'll buy a couple because I really like it. Okay, in keeping with skincare, I'm also enjoying the Belief Aqua Bomb Eye Gel, because at a certain age, you cannot get away with not using good eye cream. Well, you can. Yeah, obviously you can, but I choose not to. And I can see the difference in hydration when I use this Aqua Bomb Eye Gel, and I can use it underneath makeup. It does not get all up in my business and make things settle into lines, nothing like that. It's great. Now for a good lube. Now, I like an olive oil lube. Yes, that kind of lube. So we're coming away from the face for a second. But if you would like a lube that isn't olive oil, I like the Good Clean Love Bio Nude Ultra Lube. Nothing icky in there, does the trick, and you don't have to feel gross about what might be going inside your body, like if you're using KY or something else like that, okay? By the way, if you're still using KY, please stop. Go with something natural. Olive oil works a charm. Okay. And the final thing I want to share that is, actually, I've got two more. So I love a good gua sha massage. If you guys have not experienced this or heard of it, you can go on Instagram or TikTok and just put in the words gua sha, and you spell that G-U-A-S-H-A. There's two words, G-U-A-S-H-A. And you'll get all kinds of influencers that will tell you how to do facial massage, etc., using a gua sha tool, which you can also buy on Amazon inexpensively. Now, for me, I make myself a little oil blend that I use. I put on my face before I do, because there's just not enough slip with most skincare products. So oil is really where it's at. And I make a blend with castor oil, rosehip oil, jojoba oil, and a little bit of frankincense. And that's what I use when I'm doing my gua sha massage. And I love it. It's so good. It's really helped with the skin on my neck that honestly never thought twice about skin on my neck. And it's like I blinked one day and I'm like, what is that? There's like lines and there's sagginess. What the hell's happening? By the way, you can also use the vaginal estrogen cream that your doctor has prescribed you. This is the compounded stuff. It's typically estriol, but it can be estradiol as well. You can use that on your face and neck because collagen production is stimulated by estrogen. All right. So it's the same thing. It's like the thing I like to say, this will help you remember it. It's not for one set of lips. It's for both set of lips. So you can use it on your face and on your vulva as well. And it works very, very well. And then the final thing I want to share is, let's see, I've got my bottle here on the desk, is the B Minerals Instalights Electrolyte Misting Spray. Oh, I'm so using it right now when we're talking. So you guys aren't getting a visual, but maybe you can hear it. So this spray is your electrolytes that get absorbed through the skin. I love this product. It is literally in every purse. It's in my gym bag. It's in my car. It's sitting on my desk at the office. It's on my desk at home. I love it. I recently played pickleball with some of my work colleagues, and I was spraying down my work peeps with it, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is really great." Anyways, it's an electrolyte spray, so it helps keep you hydrated, and the minerals that Beam produces with the help of Mother Earth in a format that's really easy for us to take. You can't beat it. I use it like for a midday freshen up. Like if my skin starts to look a little dull, I'll use the Instalights, and you can use it as a setting spray as well. But man, I just love it. There's all kinds of applications for it. That's the B Minerals Instalights electrolyte misting spray. Okay, this has been really fun. Like, I had such a good time recording this for you this year. I know it's always fun for me. I've been compiling this list for weeks at this point. So I'm just so excited to know that it's going to get out to you and you'll be able to enjoy these products as much as I do. If you ever have any questions about things that I talk about on the show, or you're missing links, etc., you can always email us admin@drlovely.com or send a message on Instagram, and that's at Dr. Fiona Lovely, and I'll be able to send those over to you. So it's the end of the year. Aren't you glad to put 2025 behind? It has been a hell of a year. We have had a huge amount of change and growth as a company this year, but also personally, I've had those things happen as well. And for whatever role you played in that, I'm just so grateful. Thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for consuming the content that I curate for you. Thanks for purchasing products through our product links that help support the show and the team behind the show. And I want to thank everybody that's helped me with the Not Your Mother's Menopause podcast. That's Dare and Sam and Chai and Sabrina and Vanda and Kate and Bev and Becky and Pete. There's a huge team behind this show. It's not just me. I just happen to be the chatty one up front. So know that every time you're consuming the show, every time you're sharing it with somebody, every time you're looking into one of the products that we talk about on the show, you're supporting a whole team of women and one guy from around the world. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I look forward to another great, great year. I've got some great guests already booked. Actually, we're already booked well into May for 2026. So we've got some really neat guests coming up on the show. Lots of book launches coming in the spring that I'll be sharing with you. As you know, books are my favorite things to talk about. Well, I think I say that a lot. Anyways, to my listener, I love you. I hope you've had a great holiday season, and I can't wait to have you continue to join me on this fantastic journey. The information and other content provided in this show, or in any linked materials, is not intended and should not be construed as medical advice, nor is the information a substitute for professional medical expertise or treatment. We are doctors, but we aren't your doctor. Seek your doctor's opinion. If you or any other person has a medical concern, you should consult with your healthcare provider or seek other professional medical treatment. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something that you have heard in this podcast or in any linked materials. If you think you may have a medical emergency, call your doctor or emergency services immediately. The opinions and views expressed on this page and in this show have no relation to those of any academic, hospital, health practice, or other institution. Thank you.